A true story of weight, identity, and quiet transformation. There was a time in my life when the only way I knew how to exist was to take up space. Not because I wanted to, but because, for years, it was the only way people noticed me. By the age of 15, I had gained 60 kilograms. Not all at once, no. It came gradually. One late-night snack at a time, one ignored emotion at a time. And then, suddenly, there I was. The big guy in the room. The one whose cheeks everyone joked about squeezing. The one people patted on the back a little too hard when they laughed. The one no one saw beyond the surface. I didn't have a personality in their eyes. I had mass. I had volume. That was how I became visible. And you know what? That visibility, it felt like power. For someone who always felt overlooked, being physically undeniable felt like I had finally arrived. But the truth? I was never seen. Not really. Then one day, a girl I knew said something that cut deeper than any insult. She looked at me with a smirk and said, "Don't you ever look in the mirror?" She didn't scream. She didn't laugh out loud. But that sentence echoed through me like a siren in the dark. That night, for the first time in years, I did look in the mirror. Not just at my face or my weight, but into my own eyes. And what I saw was someone hiding behind their own body. By the time I turned 18, I made a decision. University was coming. A new beginning. And I refused to step into that new world still living in the shadow of who I had been. Around that time, I made a bet with a few friends. They laughed and said I couldn't lose 30 kilos in 3 months. It was a joke to them. A $500 bet. But for me, it became a contract with myself. I'm not a dietitian. I don't give advice. But I can tell you what I did. For 3 months, my life became simplified, disciplined, almost monastic. Breakfast, a slice of whole wheat bread, a small piece of white cheese, 1 slice of tomato. Lunch, a mixture of plain yogurt and chopped cucumber. Dinner, just grilled meat. Nothing else. No sugar, no bread beyond that 1 slice. Just water, and one decision. Keep going. I lost 30 kilos in 3 months, but I didn't stop there. By the end of a year, I had lost a total of 50 kilos. I went from 130 to 78. But more than the weight. I lost the fear. I lost the shame. And I gained myself. You see, when you grow up being known only by your physical presence, it becomes part of your identity. Letting go of that presence isn't just about weight. It's about identity collapse. I wasn't just changing what I looked like. I was rewriting who I thought I was allowed to be. At first, the world noticed. People were shocked. "Wow, what happened to you?" But the real question wasn't what happened to me. It's what happened inside me. Because now, I no longer needed to be big to be seen. I was no longer hiding behind weight. I was stepping into light. Reflection. The real victory. This journey started with a bet. But what I gained was not money. It was dignity, health, self-worth. Now when I look in the mirror, I no longer see the boy who needed mass to feel real. I see someone who carries weight in different ways. In his voice, his presence, his truth. This isn't a story about weight loss. This is a story about rebirth, about losing one identity, to make room for a new one that feels real. So if you've ever felt buried beneath your own body, if you've ever been laughed at, doubted, or dismissed, I want you to know, you're not too far gone. You're not defined by what they see. And you can start again. I know, the greatest transformations often happen in silence. But remember, Your story deserves to be heard. Take the first step. Your heart will take care of the rest. And one last thing before you go. If this story has moved something inside you, if you've felt even a fraction of what I've shared, then stay close, because this is just the beginning. The more love, support, and attention these videos receive, the more of me I'll reveal. One day soon, maybe you'll see the face behind the voice. You'll hear the real voice behind the words, but only if enough of you show me that you're listening. So if you want to see the real person behind this story, follow, like, share. And I promise, you'll see more than just a transformation. You'll meet the soul behind it.